want to start day trading in 2025 but don't know where to begin? In this guide, I'm going to show you exactly what I wish I would have known before I started trading, including setting up your account, demo trading, risk reward ratios, how to enter your quantities correctly to become a profitable trader, and a scalping strategy I use every day at the end to make you a profitable trader. Let's get into it. So with day trading, usually in the market per year, people are looking to make 10%, 30% off a chart move. Okay. So for instance, if we're on the daily time frame here, let's say we invested in Bitcoin, right? Maybe we bought at the bottom here back in April, and we are all the way up top here at 121,000. Okay. So if we were setting up this long position, this would be considered a 60% move here, which isn't bad, right? We entered in at 75,000. We're getting out at 123,000. So almost double our move here. Now with day trading, what we're doing, we're actually simplifying this process down with futures. So we're trying to get in and out of trades rather quickly. And I'm talking about anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes. We're not waiting 6 months to a year at a time to double, triple, quadruple our money. We're waiting minutes, an hour, something like that nature. It is more risky because you are playing on the lower time frames, don't get me wrong. But everything I'm going to show you in this video, as long as you're maintaining your stop loss, you have your risk reward ratios in place, you're following your rules, you're following your strategy, you are able to be profitable day trading. Okay. But you need to follow this and have discipline doing it. It's very important. We'll also get into trading psychology here. The first thing as a beginner trader, if you are just getting started in the futures world, we want to look at possible platforms we can trade on, right? And with any of these platforms, you guys can set up demo accounts and actually trade for free on them. You don't have to spend your money, start out paper trading, right? For free and see how that works out with you with whatever strategy you want to try and test out. So this really helps you try to learn the process better and become a better trader. So for instance, Blofin, here are their maker and taker fees. And these are very important when it comes to trading. So I'm just going to pull up one of my trades here, but MEXC, for instance, on this trade, this was about 2 weeks ago, I paid $0 in fees. Okay. $0 fees. This is why I trade on MEXC. Blofin here, we have a maker fee of 2% and a taker fee of 6% on any trade, meaning when you're buying or selling, you're going to pay that percentage per trade depending on how much you're risking, right? Okay. So this particular order, I didn't mark it in or anything. I just set limit orders. I set a limit order to get in at an entry price, like placed my order, what was it? 300 Solana at an entry price, probably 150 or whatever it says here, 147.89 average entry price. And my limit order was placed to get out at 146.55. This is how I paid $0 in fees. And this was risky anywhere from $100 to $300. Now, if you're marketing in and stuff like that, you're going to pay higher in fees. You pay up to $10, $20 per trade, depending on how much you're risking. If you're playing with a lower amount, right, like 10, 20 bucks, it may be $1 or $2. Okay. But you want to pay attention to these maker taker fees when you are trading. Here's Blofins, right, at 0.02. Here's MEXC. They actually have a 0% maker fee and a 0.02% taker fee. So this is a huge difference between Blofin and MEXC there. The same with Phemex. Here's Phemex as well. So they charge a flat 0.1% fee for both makers and takers, both spot and contract trading. So of course, there's VIP programs, stuff like that you can look at, but this is why I have continued to use MEXC and why I guess this guy, whoever he is, but exchange had 0 fees. Sometimes they'll even have deals on certain coins like trading Solana. I think for about a month back in May or June, they had complete 0 fees for trading Solana. So stuff like that is why I use MEXC in case you guys are interested. The link is below for whatever platform you choose, but that is why I'm on MEXC and just wanted to show you that really quick. All right. So once you have your platform picked, sign up with your account with the link below. I believe MEXC gives like a $20 USD into your account or something like that. You get some trading fee discount, right, when you register with someone else's link. So you do get that. But once you have your account, you can certainly set up demo trade. Okay, so we're going to take a look at demo trading here. And if you are just starting out beginning day trading and you're just learning concepts, you're just learning strategies, you're just learning how to read a chart, I would highly consider just doing demo trading or paper trading on TradingView first. So these are all the tools you are going to need to get started here. So if you are looking to get set up with a demo account on MEXC or any one of these platforms, usually you can find it under a top tab. And here you can see demo trading. So you can go ahead, select that. So they have little beginners tutorials that can help you out as well if you're interested in that. But if we're placing limit orders or market orders, you can see all this off to the right-hand side here. So you can claim demo crypto, you can enter your price or quantity. It gives you step-by-step on how to do this up here. At what price and what quantity do you want to purchase this token and purchase successfully. So you can trade for free here on MEXC just using demo money, okay? You don't have to use your actual money. I would suggest doing demo trading first and then moving up to $5 to $10 per risk per trade. Yes, you can go that low in trading because we are going to be using leverage when trading futures. So let's say you have your demo account set up or your regular futures trading account, which you can just go to USDT futures up here. You also do, depending on the country you're in, I'm going to show this to you guys, but MEXC's countries accepted. Okay, so it gives you a list of countries that are accepted or supported in MEXC. If you do not, and this is for Blofin and Phemex too, if you are not supported in one of these countries, you do need to be using a VPN like Surfshark, okay? So Surfshark, you can actually use a VPN. I do have a link below as well. They're pretty cheap. I believe I paid like $50 for 3 or 4 years or something. But if MEXC does not support one of your countries, go to Google, see what countries they support or Blofin, and see the list of supported countries here. If not, you can use a VPN, okay? So once you are logged in, you have your VPN, remember you got to log in to your VPN before using one of these platforms if your country is not accepted. Now that we have the platform down, another great tool you are probably going to be wanting to use is TradingView. So TradingView, it's a great program. It really helps you overall with technical analysis, how to analyze your strategies as bar replay. Now, if you wanted to move back here and do some replays, we can also place orders in here too. If we wanted to, we can paper trade as well. So if I pull trading panel down at the bottom here up, you can see they do have paper trading on here as well. If you didn't want to go through demo trading right away on a platform, you can do paper trading on TradingView. But TradingView, we are using consistently and using that to actually analyze plays, analyze strategies, seeing where to get in and out of plays. And I am usually playing on the 1 minute to 5 minute time frame here. Yes, I do analyze. I do top-down analysis, meaning I analyze higher time frames before we are making a play, because these higher time frames are going to usually tell you a lot. Okay. Right now, though, I am going to get into actually calculating out quantities and your leverage. A lot of people are, I would say, misguided in this step. They don't understand that you do need to pay attention to the quantities you are putting into MEXC or whatever platform you're using in order to be a profitable trader. Okay, so when we are trading here, we are looking at risk, reward, and win rate. This is very important because this is how you are a profitable trader. You are not going to win every trade. In fact, most traders lose at least half of their trades, okay? And they're still profitable. And this is how you do it. So we're taking this risk reward ratio, we're taking our take profit, divided by our stop loss, and this is our win rate, right, with the percent of trades with profits, okay? For instance, if we're trading with, and I'm going to show you all the charts here with the long and short positions, if you're trading with a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, you need a 60% win rate, which is doable, in order to be profitable with this ratio. With this 2-to-1 here, you only need a 40% win rate to be profitable with this ratio. A 3-to-1, you need a 30% win rate. 4-to-1, you need a 30% win rate. 20%, you'll just be break even. And then 5-to-1, you can be profitable with a 20% win rate, okay? So what does this exactly mean on the charts here? So when we're pulling up our positions, we're on the 1 minute time frame. So let's say we were planning, since we're in an overall downtrend, let's just say we were planning on taking a short here, okay? Maybe we're just aiming for the bottom, okay? And our stop loss will go Let's say I usually like to make it with the 5-minute fair value gap. So I'll show you a strategy here at the end. But usually we're looking at these 5-minute fair value gap candles. So our stop loss would go above just this wick here. And we're looking for that 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. You'll see with this short position, we have a 2.56 if we do win this. Okay. This is if we win. If we lose, we lose. So let's say we have a $1,000 account here. Okay. All you have to do is double click this box, the short position, put in your account size. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $500, maybe it's $1,000. Whatever your total account size is in your futures trading that you have for money, $1,000, you're going to want more than what you're trading with. Then we're going to actually calculate out our risk percentage here. So you can do this with USD. Let's say I want to risk $5 on this trade, or you can do it as a percentage. Let's say I want to risk 1% of my account on this trade, which would be $10, right? However you want to do it, usually the rule of thumb method for trading is risking 1 to 5% of your account. Okay, a lot of people are really risking 1% of their account. So if we lose 800 trades or the $10 risk, hopefully we're not losing 800 trades in a row. But if we're losing 100 trades, that's when our account will be completely wiped out, right? That $1,000 is gone. That's why a lot of people are risking 1% of their account. Now we need to be able to build the account, right? So you're going to want to practice with that 1 to 5% to start out with as a rule of thumb, because you are just learning. You're learning how to read charts. You're learning a lot of different things. And you yourself, you're going to develop your own trading style and start to see certain patterns that other people aren't going to see. It's just how it works at trading. A lot of people see other things that other people don't see, and you develop your own personality almost with trading. So we have this 1 to 5% account we're trading. Okay. And once you feel you're good enough, sure, you can move this up to 10%. Maybe we are now risking $100 under a $1,000 account, meaning if we lose a trade, we lose $100. If we win a trade, we win $200, which would make us a profitable trader. Okay. So if we have 10% of our account, we are risking or $100 a trade. That means if we lose 10 trades in a row, which once again, hopefully we are not losing 10 trades in a row, then our $1,000 will be completely wiped out. Our account will be blown. Okay. So this is how you calculate all this out just by double clicking this. Now what this gives you here, this gives you a quantity on this $1,000 account. So this is the quantity we are actually going to enter into MEXC, Blofin, or Phemex, whatever you prefer here. But we have this quantity here at 192.30. So if we are trading Solana here, we'll move to Solana towards the top left. Okay, whatever coin you're trading. Let's say we entered in right here in the middle of this fair value gap at 160.94. Let's say we were placing a limit order. So a limit order, maybe it hasn't quite hit that price yet. And here's our quantity at 192. Okay, 192. And let's say we are going to take profit at the bottom here at 159.60. Like put 159.60 there for our limit price. And then let's say we just want to put our stop loss in at this fair value gap at around 161.50, we'll say. Okay. So you can see here with our short position, if we win this trade, we can win $257. Our P&L rate is 60%. So this is how we're able to get in and out of trades quickly and really make a lot more than a long-term hold would get us, right? And if we lose the trade, let's say our stop loss is hit, we lose $107. We're going to have fees. We're going to have slippage, things like that. So $107 or negative 24%. Okay. So it gives you all these numbers here. Now, how are we trading with this? We are actually using leverage. So with my strategies, you want to be on isolated leverage here. Usually cross leverage means it can actually wipe out half your account instead of just that stop loss amount at 25%. So if you're with cross leverage and it hits your stop loss, you can lose about half of your account. Plus, let's say you have something in spot or somewhere else, it could end up taking money out of that as well. So you want to be on isolated leverage here. Okay, so we're on isolated, and usually I'm using about 50x to 70x leverage. And these are all based on my strategies. And why do I know this? There's actually a calculator on a lot of these platforms. So futures calculator off to the right-hand side here, and you can actually calculate your liquidation price. So if I know my liquidation price is all the way up here, let's say at this line, and it's going to hit my stop loss before this liquidation price, I can use however much leverage would equal that. So we can calculate that out here. If we really wanted to. I'm not calculating this out every time. I just know it's 50x to 70x in my strategies. So that's what I normally use without being close to my stop loss. So let's say we're taking the short here, right? Taking a short, we have a 70x leverage. We're doing isolated. We move this to short. You can put your entry price here. So we had what? 159. Oh no, that was our take profit. 160.94 as our entry price. Our futures quantity was 192. So it actually gives you the estimated margin, meaning this is the estimated amount of money you need to trade to take this position. So ideally, you need that $1,000 in your account because you need at least $400 and $441 in your account to even make this trade. You want it to be higher than this amount though, okay? So we have the $1,000 account we say we're playing with here. So we can actually calculate our liquidation price. So our liquidation price here is 162.86, which would be way up here, okay? My stop loss is here, 162.86. Here's my liquidation price, all the way up this trend, okay? So it's going to hit my stop loss way before it hits this liquidation price. So I don't care necessarily about using 70x, 100x. We can even try 100x here, right? So calculator, 162.17 is our liquidation price. You want to give it some breathing room. You don't want to be too close because you're going to have slippage. This calculator may be a little off. I know because I've tried it. Okay, so this calculator will be a little bit off with its price. So you want to give it some breathing room. So 162.17 is fine as well. We're all the way, right? Probably up here. So our stop loss is all the way down here at 161.47. We got plenty of breathing room. So it's going to hit our stop loss before it hits this liquidation price. Okay. So that is how you can actually calculate out leverage and why it's not as scary as people think it is. All right. So now let's say you see this trade late. You're like, I want to mark it in. I didn't place the limit order. I didn't get in at the price I wanted. You can certainly do that too. If you just move up to market here, you can put your quantity in there, right? We're at 192. So you can hit quantity, you can hit open short, and then it will open that short and you'll see that position down below towards the bottom left here. You'll see for limit orders, you'll see an open order. So if we were to place that limit order, I'm just going to move this up 170.73 so it doesn't get hit. I don't know what I'm looking at right now, but let's say we open this short. So you'll see down here, we have a sell short. It's open order. It hasn't been placed yet. So you'll probably see it and scroll up. It has to come all the way up to this line in order to be hit for that order to be triggered for my short. Okay. So here's the open order. Once that line is hit and it's triggered, it will move to open position down here. Okay. Now you can also set your take profit and stop loss here. So here's our take profit. Here's our quantity. Here's our stop loss, all that stuff. Or to save on fees, what I do is I actually hit close at the top right here. And I'll put in that same price. So let's say, once again, we're looking at this bottom, 159.56, whatever it is, put in that same quantity. So we can put it at 192 and we can close out that short and it will appear in open orders. Okay. So that's how you can save on fees just by using this close button up here as well. All right. Little secret trick for you guys that I learned. Now that we understand risk reward ratios, the quantity, the leverage, all that, now we can actually focus on, we understand why losing is not bad. A lot of traders just have a 50%, 60% win rate, and they are profitable, extremely profitable in trading. They're making thousands of dollars a day or a month or whatever it is, way more than your typical income or job, which you can, what's cool about trading, you can easily scale it up, right? You can scale it from risking $10 to $50 to $100, and each time your profit's going up. However, you're not putting in extra work. You're sticking with the same strategy, the same time per day, and you're just scaling up your risk amount is all. So trading psychology is very important. And when we're talking about trading psychology here, we're talking about your mindset over methods. So there's going to be a point where risking a certain amount of money, it's going to mess up your trades. And by that, maybe risking $500 to $1,000 on a trade may be a lot for you. And you're thinking about every little candlestick move that's going against you. So you're more than likely not to go along with your strategy or your set rules and just mark it out of that trade. And what would have been a winner is now a loser. So you got to think about the amount of money you're risking. And this is why you start paper trade or with that demo account I showed you. And emotional control, you got to have the discipline and patience, right? You got to let your trades run to that take profit level, whatever you have it set as for your strategy. I'm usually looking at 1.272, 1.618. Also, learning from losses, right? We need to be journaling each one of our trades. I journal all of my trades. Is it annoying? Yes. Okay. Do I always like journaling my trades? No. But it is very helpful. It makes you a better trader. In fact, I use TradeZilla here. It helps calculate your win rate, your profit factor, all those things. So I'm calculating all these stats out each month, every week, every day. I'm seeing what my win rate is. I'm seeing what my profit factor is, seeing what my P&L is each day. You can analyze your trades so you can see your mistakes. You can have tags for specific mistakes you make. You can have your notes or whatever you're journaling in. You can also see your losses, go into the trade log, it gives you insights, shows you when you buy and sell. You can give a trade rating to your trade, how you felt about it personally. Maybe you exited early, maybe you entered bad. You have your playbooks in there. So I keep track of all this data. I really enjoy like the win rates and everything, but whether you're journaling in a notebook or software, I'm just showing you guys what I use and what's really helped me. Whatever you're doing, you want to make sure you're journaling down your trades, writing out what went well, what went bad, and what could go better next time. So now let's get into the actual strategy I normally use when I am trading. I do not use a lot of indicators. I use a lot of chart reading, price action, market structure. All these can be seen in my other videos on my channel. So I go over a lot of TA concepts. But what I am usually looking at when trading, so you'll see here on the 5 minute, 1 minute, let's see, the 1 minute looks like we're flipping to a downtrend here. Okay. We're scalping. We're on the 1 minute time frame. So this is going to change throughout the day for you. So what I always do first, step number one here, is I move to the daily time frame and I am marking out this previous day high and low candle. So don't overthink this. Just mark out the previous day candle here from wick to the bottom wick. So this guy here. So you see we're coming back over this previous day low or this white line here. Second step I am doing, I am checking for any divergences on lower time frames here. So still higher than the 1 minute, but lower time frames than the daily. So you'll see here, we already hit in this hourly divergence and it hasn't quite printed yet. So this is why you have to learn to read these. A lot of these indicators will print late or won't show up right away. I do have an RSI video going over divergences if you need more information on that. But this would be considered a divergence, meaning the chart is moving one way while the RSI is moving another way. Or you can see this on the MACD as well. So here is the divergence. If you type in relative strength index, just relative strength index, pull up my settings here, you can see them. So RSI length is 7, source is closed. If you're looking to calculate those divergence on there, you'll see them on the lower time frame, but hit this checkbox and they'll pop up. Length is 3, length is 3. And then for my upper band, I have 80, middle band 50, and then lower band 20. Okay. So this is what we're looking at here with the divergences. So currently we're hitting this hourly one. We're flipping bullish. This is calling this bullish uptrend, which we might already hit. Overall though, we have just made what? Just another lower high here. So this is all in a market structure I go over in my video as well on my channel. Okay. So here's just basic market structure, right? Technically, on higher time frames, we've just made a lower high. So if we move to the 15 minute, I'm definitely looking at more divergences here. Okay. So you'll see we made a bearish divergence here on the 15 minute. And this is with this checkbox here. If you double click, you'll notice they're gone. So calculate divergence. Everyone always asks me that. It's a special indicator. Just checkbox on TradingView. Okay. So you'll see we're getting this bearish divergence here. So my conclusion based off this, if I was taking a trade right now, I would probably be looking for a short. Why? Because we got this 15-minute bearish divergence going on. I believe we already hit that hourly bullish divergence. That was a strong pump up. We're still in an overall downtrend. So personally, I'd be looking at Bitcoin as well. But just based on these divergences, as we're getting on the lower time frames, can probably look to move with this solid 1 minute and 5 minute downtrend. So once we have analyzed the divergences out on the 15-minute hourly time frame, we're looking to basically draw our fib. weird little spot here, and I'm usually looking at 5-minute fair value gaps. So this one's getting risky with the previous day low. It's resisting it, but let's just say we're dragging the top. So if we're looking to take a short here, this is the Fibonacci retracement. And 0.618 is the golden ratio. If you're looking to draw this the correct way, I do it backwards, but if you're looking to draw this the correct way for entry, you can draw this from the top to the bottom for a short. You'll see it came up perfectly to our 0.5 level. The golden ratio level is actually at 0.618. So this is golden ratio. And this usually means we can expect this to hit this and go down for a reversal. Sometimes it only hits 0.5, sometimes it only hits 0.382. But usually we're lining up these fib lines with our fair value gaps, okay? I'm normally looking at this way because I want to see my take profit levels, so that's why I do it backwards. But if I was taking a short position here, dragging from the bottom to the top, maybe I'm looking at the 0.618 level for entry. So short. We have a beautiful 5-minute bearish fair value gap here. Fortunately, I have a bullish fair value gap here as well. So, but we do have that 15-minute bearish divergence. Our EMA is flattening out, this 200 EMA. And let's say we were taking a trade here, put our entry at that 160.82, at that 0.618. Stop loss just above. So since we get our fib 0.382 fib line there, I put it just above. This is our fair value gap candle. Meaning I do have a fair value gap video on my channel to go over more. But these 3 candlesticks here created a space. So we have a space here that price usually wants to come back into to grab whoever was left here. Okay, this is an imbalance in the market. From this wick to this wick, there was a gap created. Okay, so there's our gap. It's lining up with our 0.618. We would put our stop loss just above this fair value gap candle, this wick. I'm just doing this kind of live here. So do I know if this trade will work out or not? No. We can certainly hit stop losses 50 to 70% of the time in trading, but you can still be profitable, as I showed with the risk reward ratios. So let's say our stop loss is at 161.68. So I would put it just above that 0.382 fib line, since it's pretty close to this wick, just to be safe, be our stop loss. SL, as I showed you how to enter a MEXC. And then for entry at 160.82, at the 0.618, then we're just going to look to take profit. Kind of makes sense. We can look to take profit at this 158.72 if we just want to get in and get out, let's say. Or if you want to scale out, you can look at the 1.618, which just bottom lines up with it. And we can look at to scale out there. This is how I would look at a trade. Now, if we're looking at a risk reward ratio, you'll see we're at a nice 2.43, which is great. Okay. And if it comes down to 1.618, even better. Now we're at a 3.73. Okay. So this is what we're looking for when we are trading. So step 1, make sure we don't have any crazy divergences going on the hourly. Like I said, we probably already hit this bull one. This was this big push move up on that hourly. Now we're probably coming into that 15-minute divergence. So we're hitting this bearish divergence, and we may want to come back down and follow this downtrend as we have been for a day or so, and come back down and hit this 1.272. Do I know if it'll absolutely do that? No. Sometimes we lose, so it's consolidating right now. But this does not look bad overall. Okay, so I'm usually looking at those 5-minute fair value gaps, a fib line lining up in those fair value gaps, and then looking to take profit at the 1.272, 1.618 level. Okay. And we need those risk reward ratios. I'd say ideally, if you're just starting out, aim for those 2-to-1 risk reward ratios. So that would be right at that 1.272. Is it going to be perfect every time? No. It could say 1.8, right? Maybe your stop loss is, well, I guess there. But here we have a nice 2 risk reward ratio. You can place in your limit orders as I showed and go from there. Let's say we took this long here. We saw we had to change a character, which I go over in my other videos, and a break of structure. So we're looking for a pullback. So for on the 5-minute, we also have some bullish fair value gaps. It didn't really come down into. But funny enough, our 0.786 level at 160.49 lined up with this previous day low, this white line we marked out, which would be a perfect retest of that white line. And it did come up to our 1.272 for that take profit level. Missed our 1.618 by a hair, unfortunately, but it did come up to that 1.27. So these are all things I am looking at when I am trading. We did have a little fair value gap here. Just draw a fair value gap, but here's a bullish fair value gap that it did wick down into. It's not printing because we're all the way over here now. Didn't quite come down to that 0.618, which would be below this fair value gap, just to our 0.786, and ticked up to our take profit. So those are all the things I am looking at when I am trading my strategy. But feel free, you can use bar replay here. Like I said on TradingView, it's a great tool to use. You can paper trade. You can use a demo account on MEXC. All those links are available to you down below. If you guys do need help learning technical analysis and other items, I do have a course full of 40 plus videos going more in depth on all these things. Beginner level stuff. We got trading psychology. We got setting up your account, using leverage trading, risk reward, entry and exit tactics, all the tools in TradingView if you want to change your down to if you want to change your candlestick colors. But mastery, here's the TA part, right? Probably the most important part, what I wish I would have known before I started out trading. So quite a few videos in there on Elliott wave theory, price action, order blocks, changes of character, price action, etc., so on and so forth. And then we got our strategies. So that's all available to you, as well as I do live trade futures daily in my group. So if you are interested in seeing that, I trade the morning and night Central Time from around 8:30 a.m. Central to 10 a.m. Central. Same with PM, 8:30 p.m. Central to 10 p.m. Central. If not, they are all recorded as well. So you can see my mistakes live, or you can see me win live. So those are all there too. But if you guys do have questions for me, please let me know down below and drop your questions or comments. I will be sure to answer them. Thank you.